Hi guys, today I wanted to showcase good old British rhubarb. I'm going to make a nice frangipan tart with a rhubarb base. So we'll start off making the pastry. So nice and simple, sweet short crust pastry into your mixer. So we've got 100 grams of cold butter going into there. Okay, 200 grams of plain flour going into there also. Okay, we'll just pulse that until it turns into breadcrumb sort of consistency. It's getting there nicely, so we'll add 50 grams of caster sugar into there. And we'll pulse again. Got one egg yolk, which will go nicely into there. All that goes in there nice. Pulse again. Starting to come together quite nicely, so we'll add a couple of drops of cold water to go into there. Okay. So now we've got our pastry all nicely come together. So we put it onto a roll into a floured surface. So we want to be lining a flan case tin, 22 centimetre round on that with a loose bottom. Okay, so we'll just roll this one out quite nicely. Lift that up on the rolling pin, like so. Just place over the top. Okay. And make sure it's gone right down into the edges. Okay. Make sure it's gone into the edges. If you just grab a little piece of pastry and just push it into the corners, like so. Just roll up and go to the top. Just pop that in the fridge for 30 minutes. The next part of the recipe, we need to be making that rhubarb gel at the bottom. So we'll make it a compote, blitz it down a little bit so it's almost like a jam, which will set at the bottom, and we'll put the frangipan on the top. So we'll start off with about 400 grams of chopped up rhubarb, go into a pan. We've got 100 grams of caster sugar going into there as well. A couple of tablespoons of honey going in there as well. And then 2 tablespoons of lemon juice going into there as well. Okay, and what we'll do is get that on the stove and warm that through. So that's been cooking away for a couple of minutes. All that water has come out of that lovely rhubarb, and we'll just carry on cooking that now for a fair few more minutes until that reduces down nicely to a nice sticky texture. So now you can see that rhubarb starting to break down nicely in there now. So So we nearly up to the right consistency I'm after. We'll blitz it, and we might have to reduce it, put it back onto the heat to get the right consistency afterwards. Okay. That rhubarb now has broken down quite nicely, still quite moisture on there, but we'll put it into the processor. Give it a quick blitz. It's all broken down nicely now. We'll put that back on to the heat to reduce down to a nice sticky jam. We've got that jam made now. That's lovely reduced down, nice and sticky. So we'll leave that to one side to cool down. And we've got the pastry made, we've got the jam made. Now we need to make that frangipan. We'll start off. We've got 100 grams of softened butter going into there. We've got 100 grams of sugar, caster sugar going into there, and we'll blitz that up, mix that up nicely so it's nice, light and fluffy. Butter brings all that sugar together, it's nice, light and fluffy. After a couple of minutes, you'll notice the colour will change and start to go nice and light and fluffy. There you go. We'll add, as we're mixing that still, we will slowly add the eggs. We've got 2 eggs going into there one at a time. Second one going in there. Those eggs now have incorporated quite nicely into that. Take those off. We need to start adding the flour. We've got 75 grams of plain flour. Ground almonds, so we've got 140 grams of ground almonds, and then to go together really nice with that rhubarb, adding some ginger into that mix as well. So we've got 2 tablespoons of ginger going into this mix also. So ginger goes in, the flour goes in, and also the almonds all in together. Okay, we start stirring that in nicely together. Bring that all nicely together. So that's mixed now. Okay, and there's your mix for your frangipan. The pastry case now has had a good half an hour in the fridge, so it's really nicely set. Butter's set in that, so we'll add a little bit of the rhubarb jam going into the bottom of there. Okay, so it's a good covering all around. All the way to the edges, like so. We'll pop that back in the fridge so we can get that jam to set nicely in there. We've now got our tart with our jam in there, our frangipan mix ready to go on the top. Our oven's on, about 170 degrees, keeping that getting nice and warm. So we need to get the frangipan on the top of the tart and in the oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. Okay. Just to help smooth that to the edges, some nice hot boiling water. And there we have a frangipan tart ready to go in the oven. And there we have it, guys, finished out the oven. Lovely. Just sprinkle a little bit of icing sugar over the top of there to finish that off. If you've got any flaked almonds, put some flaked almonds over the top as well. Okay. And there we have rhubarb frangipan. Beautiful.